Hello, everyone, and welcome to this new edition of Prep Talk. I'm Russ Robinson, voice of the Jackson Prep Patriots. A different look for Prep Talk this year. We are in studio, and we have a lot of the JPTV kids who are producing the show, running the cameras, doing everything, which is really going to give Bobby a little bit of a break, which is nice. But one of the guys that's going to make this thing happen is Peter Downing. He's to my right. And Peter, where did this idea come from?
After we found out that we couldn't be doing this at any other restaurants anymore, or came out that we wouldn't be doing that anymore, Bobby Gross came to the class and said, "Hey, listen, guys, this is what you're going to have to do as part of the class now, along with coming out with our bi-weekly shows, along with maybe producing a couple of the other games around campus and off campus, and now this is what we're going to be doing every Wednesday. I'll be doing." This week and the next week, Ryan Groby will be doing it, and then we'll start alternating, and that gives us an opportunity also as a class for people to make segments and make short clips, kind of like a 30 for 30 on ESPN, but for Prep Talk.
New career for you after being director of baseball operations. Have to change hats.
That's right, yeah, changing the hats.
Which is tougher?
I'll have to say, director of baseball operations. There's a lot of things to be operating and directing right now, but it's both been a lot of fun. It's both been a lot of fun. Definitely, it's been tempting to look at doing something in this class and say, I think I speak for a lot of the guys and girls in the class that this could be something that we want to do after college, or maybe major in something like this in college. But it is a lot of fun, and it's very interesting.
Well, I'll tell you, you're a very talented young man. I love the commercials for the
Shop till you drop.
Shop till you drop, buddy.
Patriot Shop.
You got it down. That's right. Peter Downing will be our producer today. Ryan Groby will switch every other week, and we certainly hope that you enjoy this new look of Prep Talk. We'll take a time out and be back with more in a moment.
There are all kinds of letters we need to remember, like ABC, ESPN. But here are some letters you need to remember as well. GAF. That is the best roofing products on the market today, and that's why David Wilbanks and Elite Roofing use GAF. When you deal with Elite Roofing, you know you are receiving the best product, best installation, and best warranty in the market. Call Elite Roofing at 601-856-9426. So when it comes to your roof, you are the letters ABC.
Southern Ag Credit has been financing life outside the city limits for over a century. Whether it's helping families own land they can grow with, or farmers manage the land they grow on, Southern Ag Credit specializes in financing life outdoors. Let us finance your rural dream. Visit us online at southernagcredit.com.
Jennifer Mooneyham and the staff at For the Family Healthcare provide personalized healthcare for all ages in a comfortable environment. With a new address at 112 Lake Vista Place in Brandon near Community Place Retirement Home. It is convenient to residents in both Madison and Rankin counties. Health services include anything from wellness checks to the treatment of acute and chronic illnesses. Visit For the Family Healthcare for all of your healthcare needs. For the Family Healthcare, 112 Lake Vista Place, Brandon, Mississippi.
The Rogue includes an in-store support of clothing, sportswear, and furnishings. They also provide made-to-measure services for suits, sport coats, pants, and shirtings. They have 3 in-house tailors to provide any alterations suitable for your clothing needs.
The Rogue has been dressing men and families in Jackson for over 50 years. Owned by a prep graduate, the Rogue supports Jackson Prep. Come by today and see the latest trends.
Located at 4450 I-55 North, Jackson, or visit our website at therogue.com.
Welcome back to this new edition of Prep Talk, doing things differently here from the studio this year, and Bobby Gross's JP TV crew doing the honors, and Peter directing today. And joining us now is Coach Marcus Thompson. And Coach, welcome to the show. It's a little bit different, but I think good.
Yeah, it's good. Little bit different, but still going to be a good broadcast, going to be a good show. They do a good job of Peter and Mr. Crows do a good job of putting this on, and so here, talk a little football today.
Well, let's talk a little football. First of all, there are expectations. I don't care what program you're in. There's expectations, and sometimes they're high and sometimes they're low.
Right.
And it seems like this is my 20th year, and it seems like they've always been high here. Is this year any different?
No, this year's no different. You know, the expectation for this football team is a state championship. That's it. We feel like we have the talent, and we feel like if we can put in the work, that this group, the sky's the limit with this group. But the expectation is always a state championship. Here at Jackson Prep, you know, it doesn't matter who we have coming back, how many starters are coming back, or new players, you know, the returning players that didn't get to play that much last year, or whatever it is. That's the expectation, and so, you know, the goal and the standard is the standard, and so that's what you know, that's what these guys, this year's team, will be held to. So we like this team. We think we've got a pretty good football team, and. We've got an older football team. We don't have a lot of experience, but as the year goes on, we really feel like we could have a pretty good season.
You know, this a year where we start with a new head coach.
Right.
And I noticed him on campus way back in the spring. So I'm assuming all of you guys got together and started talking theory and things like that.
Yeah, so he's been here since last February. So he's been here a while and has done a tremendous job of building a relationship with the coaching staff and with the football players. Really, we didn't talk a lot of football when he got here. It was more of building a relationship between, you know, him and us, and with our football players, which I think was really a good thing to do. It really got us going in the right direction, and so we really feel like we've got a pretty good staff this year put together, and a pretty good plan. So it's going really well.
How difficult is it for a football player to have had 3 head coaches?
Well, I'm not going to say it's not. You know, it's not difficult. Certainly it is. We've gone from, you know, Coach Black's terminology, all right, that they began to learn in the 7th grade.
Right.
And so by the time they're 11th and 12th grade, there's an understanding of football and what we want. And then we get a new coach last year, and you've got to change. And so we've got to learn something new. And so you don't have, and then we got a new coach this year, a new terminology. And so it's a little bit last year and this year, you don't have the group, you know, of juniors and seniors that have been in the program that understand the terminology and things like that, the nuances of the offense and the defense. But we've worked hard. We started spring football the day track was over. Actually, matter of fact, we started the week before track was over, and then you know, the football coaches that coach track, me and Coach Butts and Coach Burke, we joined a week later, and then we haven't stopped. We've been here this summer. It's been early mornings, and we put in a lot of time playing catch up so that we learn the terminology and so that we learn the nuances of what the new coach wants. And you know, we're probably not 100% on everything, but we've got a pretty good grasp of what we need to be doing as coaching staff and also players. And so it's been tough, but it's been work, and the kids have bought in. That's probably the biggest thing. The kids have bought in. We've got some kids that didn't play last year that have come back out and joined the football team.
Right.
And so we're all in. And so right now it's going real well.
William Walker is one of those kids.
William Walker is one of those kids. Duncan Matthews
Right.
is one of those kids. And there's several more that are going to end up being contributors to the football team.
I picked out William Walker because he had a pretty good game the other night, and a couple that he'll see in his sleep for a long time, I know.
Right. A couple of interceptions that we probably should have had there. But you got to be encouraged that he's in the right place.
Absolutely.
He's in the right position to make those plays. And you know, just being off a year from playing football is probably what, led to, some of those, not making plays. But he's in position to make plays.
Absolutely.
And so that's very encouraging because he's a good athlete and he'll end up making those plays for us, this week and on down the road.
They say defense wins championships, but offense puts people in the seats.
Right.
And we had a good crowd on a kind of a rain-sprinkled night the other night. What was your overall impression of our offense?
Well, I thought I thought the offense did a good job the other night. Now, going back and watching film, you're never perfect, and there's always you can work on. But first play of the game, we come out and we run off tackle for 15 yards. That's really encouraging. Linemen are coming off the ball. They didn't execute 100% the whole night, but if we're coming off the ball, we got a little we got something to work with. And so we can fix all of the X's and O's. And so I thought our linemen did a pretty good job the other night. I thought we ran the ball hard the other night. We got a tough quarterback. We got a tough quarterback.
He took some licks.
There were some plays where we protected well for him, and he made some good throws. But there were 2 or 3 where he hung in there in the pocket. And he knows he's going to get hit, and he takes a throw down the field. It's a long pass for a touchdown. So we really like the direction of the offense. It's some things that are similar to what we've done in the past. Right. There's some things that are similar to what we did last year.
Kind of a combination.
And so it's kind of a combination of really kind of what we've done in the past, but it's different terminology. And I think last week was a good start. I really do. Put 48 points up on the board. We were able to throw and catch. We were able to run the ball against a very athletic Greenville. They were athletic. Now, they weren't as good as they were the year before.
Well documented.
But, that I think they had 18 football players that signed scholarships. But they were a very athletic football team and played with a lot of pride, and they play hard. So we felt like we did some good things the other night.
It's been a long time since we've been able to come up with a name or something for, we've done with individuals, but I think I've come up with a name for our running back situation when Lake Womack and Owen Ishii are in there. It's thunder and lightning.
Right.
I mean, it's thunder when Lake gets the ball. It's lightning when Owen gets the ball. 2 different running styles, but both provided big yards the other night.
Right. And they both played a good bit for us last year. They both rotated last year. Both seniors. One's a little bigger, Lake's a little bigger run and gives us maybe more of a power back, and then Owen's a little bit more shiftier and out in the open. But yeah, we like our 2 running backs. They did a good job the other night. And stat wise, we did put up a lot of stats, but we didn't. Our drives were so short the other night. We had several drives where we didn't really have to go that far to put it in the end zone. So we were good on special teams. We were good on defense the other night. But we do like our running backs. We feel like we've got some experience there and 2 pretty good kids.
Let's talk about Heritage a little bit. They've had kind of a weird situation up there where one quarterback transferred to Oxford. The
Right.
Oxford quarterback transfers there. So we don't know a whole lot about him except what we've seen out of Oxford, but they're a good football team.
Yeah, they're a good football team. So the kind of the word this spring is that the coach was going to and their head coach down there was going to take a new position as head of school. But they've hired Lance Pogue as the head coach there, and they've got a good football team. They're pretty good. We've watched them on film, and they've done a good job. Now they look a little bit like offensively and defensively what Heritage has done in the past. So what we've seen on film is sort of a defense that looks like ours. It's a 3-man front with 4 linebackers, but the 2 outside guys can walk up and turn it into a 5-man front. But they also slide the front and can turn it into a 4-man front, which is more of what Pogue did when he was at JA.
Right.
They bring a lot of pressure. Very big defensively up front. 305 at nose, 275 at one tackle, 225 at the other tackle. The 2 outside linebackers are kids that they bring off the edge are both 6 foot, 6'2", 190. Good athletes. So defensively, they're going to be pretty strong, which is normally kind of a staple of a Lance Pogue football team.
Right.
They're usually pretty good on defense. So defensively, they kind of move the front around. They do some blitzing, and they're pretty good. They had a good week against Lamar. Offensively, it's a little bit of what Heritage has done in the past, and then there's a few wrinkles that we saw from JA that maybe Heritage hasn't done. But so they lose a quarterback, but the quarterback they have he's good. He's a good quarterback, and they picked up a running back, very good running back. They're not quite as big offensively as they are on defense, but they're still pretty good. They come off the ball, they run the ball real hard, and they throw and catch. So it's a good football team. It's a very good football team, and we've played them the last several years, 19, 20, 21, 22. So we've kind of built a mini rivalry with them. They've beat us twice. We've beaten them once, but they're a good football team, and they're going to be very sound. They do a good job up there, and so it's going to be a battle on Friday.
I'll tell you, with all the rain that we've had, I think we're going to be very, very happy that we're home.
We're very fortunate to. So the first year we went up there, it rained. And we got up there, and the field conditions were just, it was just wet.
Yeah.
It wasn't their fault. It was just wet, and so we're happy to be at home on the turf. We feel like, with our numbers and with speed, that's a good thing for us and some of our skilled players. But it'll be good for them too. So the field conditions shouldn't be an issue.
Shouldn't be.
Shouldn't be an issue. We've got pretty good turf. So, but we are happy to be here playing at home.
Good luck Friday night. Marcus Thompson joining us here on Prep Talk. We'll take a time out and have a piece on Rusty Burke coming up. Stay here as Prep Talk continues.
Part of the enjoyment for me is interacting with patients.
I feel like we form a close bond with the patient as they're going through their ailment, their surgery, and their recovery.
As well as the new building, we now have our own physical therapy and our own surgery center.
I think sometimes you take for granted how vulnerable patients are. Enormous amount of trust they're putting in us to do the right thing.
You want the people you're operating on to trust you, you want to become friends with them, and you want them to have a good outcome.
Here at Capital Ortho, we look forward to seeing you and treating you.
Since 1968, Ewing & Ray has been leading the way as the area's premier foundation repair company. With our state-of-the-art equipment, licensed professional engineers, and certified technicians, we are able to ensure the right solution with the best warranty in the business. Whether you have drainage problems, need foundation repair, or need a specialized foundation system installed, for over 50 years, Ewing & Ray is a trusted source to ensure your home or business is safe and stable for years to come. Contact us today by visiting our website or giving us a call.
You haven't had good chicken until you've had Super Chicks. Super Chicks is made with 0 preservatives, 0 phosphates, and 0 dyes. There are many sauce options and a fresh new frozen custard every week. Everything is made 100% cooked to order, so it's very fresh. There's also many fry options such as salt, rosemary pepper, sweet, and Cajun. And don't let me forget the loaded fries. Super Chicks is a great place for prep friends and family to connect after events. And it's so good.
The Tire Depot, with locations on Old Fannin Road in Brandon and on Terry Road in Byram, they're your neighbors and they appreciate your business. More than just a tire store, they offer alignments, brakes, tune-ups, oil changes, shocks, struts, leveling kits, and a whole lot more. They are family owned and operated. All of their techs have 20 years or more of experience. The Tire Depot, owned and operated by a Jackson Prep family.
Let's go, let's go! Hub, let's go, let's go, let's go! There you go, inside run. Good, Luke. Good, Luke. Quick pass. Please get off the bench. Quit sitting down the whole time. Get out, stand up over there. Unbelievable.
Brandon is kind of where I grew up because I guess that's when you start when you're about 13, 14 years old. Played baseball in high school. I did high school rodeo. So I started when I was in the 8th grade. Did team roping and bull riding. It was in my junior year. I got hurt pretty bad. Got kicked in the head. I became not afraid to ride bulls, but I wasn't as efficient as riding bulls because of my injury. Graduated from Brandon High School. Later went to Hines Community College. Then went to the University of Georgia and played baseball there for a year. And then after that, I wanted to get back into rodeo. And instead of riding or doing anything, I got into what they call rodeo clown or bullfighting. And I did the bullfighting for almost 12 years. Traveled all over the country from there, from as far down as Miami, Florida, went all the way through Canada, went down to Southern California, Lake Elsinore, California. Then never made it to New York or anything, probably further north than I made it east would be Iowa and Minnesota. And I did that for 12 years and had a knee injury that would have been in 1990. And shortly after that, that knee injury, I went into physical therapy. And then I was in physical therapy from 1990 to 2018. So I'd been in that for a good, 28, almost 29 years in physical therapy. And I started working at Prep in 2002, part-time. Came out here, did volunteer coaching, and in 2003 they hired me on as regular coach. And in 2018, I went to full-time with Prep. I didn't work for physical therapy anymore and went full-time with Jackson Prep 2018. And I've been here ever since. And I live right at about 50 minutes to an hour from here. And I arrive at Prep. I try to get to Prep between 3:30 and 3:45. Normally at that time I go to work out. And I have a workout that I do from then till about 5 o'clock. With the new football schedule and everything, most of the time I'm kind of helped setting up for football at 3:30 in the morning. So I kind of get a little workout in, setting up for football. I have a group of adults that come in at 5 o'clock in the morning. And they come in and do like a mini CrossFit. I have one group comes in at 4:30 in the morning, group comes in at 5, another group at 5:15, another group comes in at 5:30. Let's go, let's go, let's go, while we're waiting. Holy smoke, we were going to war, you guys would be late. Let's move. Let's go. It's the military channel. Get loose. Kick up high. Good. Go. Ran him down. There you go, Cade. You know, have different people in stages of your life. You'll have different people who will be mentors to you, and you just got to take each one and build from those. When I was younger, probably when I was in 7th and 8th grade, we had horses, and so every morning, my discipline to get up was to go and feed horses every single morning, and that's how I established of getting up early every single morning. My dad made us go, and he told me if I ever didn't go, we would sell those horses. So I did that all the way through high school, where I'd have to get up in the morning, go ride, and feed horses in the morning before school every morning. So he kind of started me on my expedition of getting up early and having a discipline of doing stuff. As you get into baseball, probably a guy by the name of Bill Rogers, who was my baseball coach at Brandon High School, was probably my big influence. Gave me the drive to kind of do my best, to be a person. I was kind of I don't know, maybe just an above average player, but I had to work really hard. And so he kept striving for me to be a better player. And as I came through from my 9th grade year up to my senior year, made big strides with him, but he was always very influential on that. Probably as I got into the rodeo business was Liesl Harris, who, if you know Liesl, passed away in Jackson almost about a year and a half ago. But he was huge in letting me get my card and helping me rodeo and introducing me to people. So he's been one of my biggest mentors that I've had. I worked in the physical therapy from 1990 till about 1999, and at that point I started going out, not as an athletic trainer, because I'm not an athletic trainer by any means, but I was going out helping girls programs with weightlifting. We kind of saw in physical therapy that there wasn't a big area. Everybody had a boys coach. Everybody had for basketball, for football, for baseball, but nobody had the girls coaches. Nobody knew what to do for girls. So we kind of established a program, and I started going out and helping different schools with their programs. And it all ended up that kind of narrowed it down, and I was going in 2000, going to JA and to prep, and working with both groups, kind of working with their junior high groups, and then in 2001, we were working with both prep and JA, working with their young kids, and then in about 2002, it was kind of decided that we would have to go to maybe one school or the other, and so JA already had somebody that was kind of helping with that, and so we came to prep. And that first year that I was here, I was still working at therapy, but coming to the school and helping during the day. And then in 2003, they made me a football coach, and I was part-time. So I would just come out here during football time. I went at the school all day. But as I went through, my responsibilities kind of came more of helping with prep and different aspects with basketball, and I was out at the school more. But then in 2018, when I left physical therapy, it wasn't a deal where I'd left physical therapy to come to prep. The physical therapy group had sold out so many times. I'd been with the same group of people the entire time, but a different company. And so in 2018, the company decided that they were going to go a different avenue. And so I was kind of released from physical therapy with the idea that prep was going to probably pick me up at that point. And then that's when they became full-time. So it wasn't like I left physical therapy to come here. It was kind of like my job at physical therapy was done from what I was doing, and then transitioned into prep.
Good! Good! Rocket fire, baby. Other side, let's go! Go. Peter! Peter! Make it better this week, right? Let's go score some score on 3. 1, 2, 3, go! Hurry up, let's go, quickly! Move out! Move out!
It's been a great experience. I understand now why people want to go and be teachers, and why people want to go and be administrators at schools. I always thought, you know, somebody would say they want to be a teacher to school, and I go like, well, you know, teachers usually don't make a lot of money. You know, why would somebody do that? But my biggest experience is watching kids who we see from 7th grade come up to seniors, and the kids, you guys who have been here, of me watching you how you develop, how from a 7th grader who would talk to me every single day would talk to me, and as an 8th grader, 9th grader, and then when different people come up in 10th grade, now you're cool. You're cool. It's not as cool to know me now as you do. And then by the time you become seniors, you become older, now it's cool to be. But it's different to watch how kids grow up, how they mature. So I understand why somebody wants to teach, because it's a great thing to watch kids and develop kids as they come up through sports, through academics, through just anything that they do. I wish I had gone through that avenue. I wish I maybe had become a teacher before going into physical therapy and before rodeo and doing all that. So I'm here now, and so it's been great. I've really enjoyed it, even watching the people who I see from 2002 who bring their kids back. And pretty soon we'll have, there'll be people that I coached who have their kids here at prep. So it's not going to be long for that, and that's pretty cool to see.
That's a good piece on Coach Rusty Burke. Puts in a lot of time here at prep. Big kudos to Wilson Cotton for putting that together. He excelled on the field on Friday night, and he excels in the classroom as well. New basketball coach on the court this fall, Coach Josh Gladwell. We'll talk about him in a moment.
Visit Eric Stallworth at Acura of Jackson, 828 Adcock Street, Ridgeland, Mississippi, 601-978-2228.
Sometimes Opportunities begin where the road ends, where pavement fades to gravel and the sounds of the city scatter in the breeze. This is life outside the city limits, made possible by financing from Southern Ag Credit. From farmstead to homestead and everything in between. Apply for your rural loan today at southernagcredit.com.
Getting my knees as high as I can go, which is going to help us today as we work on layup. All right, high knees from red line to red line. Go. Get those knees high, high, high. Good.
I'm here with Coach Gladwell, our new assistant coach for basketball. Coach Gladwell, how are you doing today?
Yeah, it's been a good day. Thanks, Wells.
Yeah, so new at Jackson Prep. How is that treating you?
It's been good, yeah. So I came from Mount Salus in Clinton.
Yeah.
Was there for a couple years, which they're really good. Had a great experience there. Kind of my first introduction into the private school world.
Yeah.
Growing up where I did, we didn't really have private schools, and so I've been in the public school system my whole life, and so it's been good. I've loved my time here so far.
Awesome. Have you played basketball your whole life?
Yeah, on and off, coaching most of my adult life. Had some unique experiences of where I've been able to coach basketball, and then for the past couple years I was head coach of the junior high and the high school team over at Mount Salus, and then just coming over here. But yeah, on and off coaching, really all sports. Since I was in high school, really.
He's really intense, and he always supports us on and off the court, making sure we're always feeling all right and ready to play.
What drew you to coaching? I can see you've been doing that for a while.
Yeah, just the opportunity to take sports, a passion of mine, things that I've been involved with my whole life, and I love teaching, and I love teaching the game.
Yeah.
Seeing it click, help kids understand the game, teaching the basics, and I've taught sports or coached sports all the way from 5-year-olds to high school kids, and even some opportunities I had to coach adults.
Okay, that's cool. So what makes basketball special in general? I see that you like coaching. What gives it that extra flair?
I love I'm a very energetic, fast-paced kind of person. Pass, chest pass, okay? We're doing chest pass first. Basketball is definitely a fast-paced game.
For sure.
I always see basketball as the thinking man's game, where you really have to think about, hey, we're running this kind of offense. We want to counteract the defense with this, and so just a lot of strategy that goes into basketball, and it's never boring.
Yeah.
Look at your stance. Look at my stance. Okay, square up. There we go. Good.
For sure. Is there a certain position that you like to use, or your favorite?
Yeah, I mean, I really love the point guard. The point guard is very much like a quarterback in football, as well as it's similar to kind of a catcher. They kind of see everything. They kind of set the offense. They've kind of got to really know and understand every position on the floor.
Down to half court and back. Ready? Go. Quick passes, good chest passes.
So I had the unique experience of living in Kenya for 2 years, and also did a little bit of time in Sudan and did some basketball camps there in Sudan, and then also coached a middle school basketball team in Kenya at a school there. And so, yeah, it's kind of taken me all over, really, some unique experiences I've gotten to have.
That's amazing. Yeah. Taking you all over the world.
My favorite thing about Coach Gladwell is he puts us through these really good workouts, and sometimes he'll do the ab workouts with us, which I respect a lot.
Do you have a family or any kids?
Yeah, so my wife, who was actually a 2004 graduate of Jackson Prep, and then I have 2 kids. Mason, he's a nine-year-old, he's 4th grade over at Eastside Elementary in Clinton. And then I have a 7-year-old, her name is Olivia, and then she is a 2nd grader.
During the summer, he gave us a lot of fruit leather. That was the first thing he ever said to me was, do you want some fruit leather?
We've been in Clinton now for about 5 years. We've kind of been, my family, we've kind of been everywhere, but this has been where we've been at for the past 5 years. So.
He was a competitive eater and was able to eat a 2 full-size pizzas from Little Caesars in 5 minutes.
We have a goal at our house, and we're out there. Mason's out there. Now, my daughter, she can't even shoot above her head. But yeah, Mason, we're out there. We're working with different kind of skills, and then we always have to end up playing horse and
yeah, of course,
seeing who can do the coolest trick shots.
Bounce pass, quick. It's the same speed. Bounce pass, same speed. Let's go.
So now Jackson Prep, we came off a championship win last year. So does that give you any extra pressure? How do you hope to keep that going?
Yeah, just building on the foundation that's already been laid. I came from a school where we had some minimal success, but we're really able to lay a foundation for the program to continue on, and saw a lot of success with our younger kids. And so my goal here is just to really build upon what Coach Weiss has established here, and Coach Robinson and Coach Allison before me, and teach the game and develop players, and not just to be great basketball players, but to be great humans, and one day to be great fathers and parents and husbands and things like that.
It's the best looking face you'll see all day. All right, round your waist. All right, down between your legs.
And I'm glad that what we got to learn. So
yeah,
thank you.
Excited to be here. Thanks,
Yes,
Will.
sir. You're welcome.
Liam.
Hi, Chuck Smith here from Smith Brothers Body Shop. Smith Brothers has been proudly serving the Jackson metro area since 1946. We consider you to be our friend to ensure the best experience possible. If you've chosen a body shop in the past because they were right around the corner and had a bad experience, or you've been treated poorly elsewhere, come see what a difference quality service can make at Smith Brothers Body Shop. Call us at 601-353-5217. At Smith Brothers, you're more than a number. Smith Brothers Body Shop, the best from us to you.
Visit your local Dunkin' at 403 Riverwind Drive in Pearl.
Welcome back to this edition of Prep Talk. If you talk to any successful high school coach around the state or around the country, it's all the same when you ask them, where does this success begin? And inevitably, they will always say it starts at the junior high level. And you go into some programs who've struggled to win 3 or 4 games a year, you go look at their junior high program, it's probably almost not even there. That's the difference. Here at Jackson Prep, we put a lot of emphasis on that junior high program, as we should. And joining us today is Coach Brent Hebner, who we talk about baseball, and we will talk about baseball, but he is heading up the junior high program. And Coach, what kind of challenge has that been for you?
Well, a little bit of challenges just because the summer's so crazy. We started baseball tryouts in June and finished it through the end of June, and then we go right into football. Abby and I took just a short vacation and right back into it, but very fortunate because have Coach Les Triplett, Coach Marcus Canoy, Zach McDonald that have really stepped up and helped during that time and just jumped right into it. And when you got a weight program like Coach Burke and Coach Brewer put together, it's really good for the guys in the summer because we get a lot of things going on whether I'm here or not, and it's just all go all the time.
Pretty much you've got to get to the basics early, don't you? How to block, how to tackle, how to catch the ball, how to throw the ball. How are these kids picking it up pretty quick?
Yeah, they're doing a really good job. For the most part, most of them come in with a good basis of football, whether they've played Pee Wee or they've played at other schools before. But, we're really putting in a new system with Coach Goodwin that we've enjoyed, but they're getting it and they're grasping it, and we're excited about what we have this year. We're excited about the challenges, and we're looking forward to a great season.
Well, you've got a pretty, what I would consider a pretty tough opener. First, in the fact you've got to travel, which these kids aren't used to that, and then you're going to play a very good heritage program up there in Columbus, which is your stomping ground. So I'm sure Mom will be there. But this is going to be a challenge for you.
It will be. Anytime you go to Heritage and go to Columbus on a road like that, it's always challenges. The weather, we're battling a lot of rain in Mississippi in August, which doesn't happen.
Right.
But we'll go up there with a team that really needs to get up and get some plays. They need to play and tackle somebody besides each other.
Right.
So we're excited about that. But anytime you go on the road against a good opponent, you want to make sure you go up there and you do the right things. You want to block. You want to tackle. You want to catch the balls we need to. And as every football coach said, special teams will come into play, and we know that'll happen on Thursday as well.
What is the junior high practice time, the amount of time, the same as a varsity amount of time?
Very similar. We go about 2:15 every day, and that's about what Coach is doing right now with the varsity. They'll go a little bit longer some days, but we're pretty basic because we have to be careful because Mom still picks them up. But for the most part, 2:15 is about our standard practice.
I remember asking Chuck Box one year how young his baseball team was, and he says, "We only got 3 guys that actually drive to practice. That's a young team."
Absolutely, absolutely.
But you've got young kids and social media. You take this thing out and you just look at it, and it's a part of their life. How difficult has it been to mesh that with what you're trying to do?
Well, I think the most important thing is you have to teach them the right things to do too. The phones and the social media, it's going to be there. So you kind of have to coach your players into, hey, what's right and what's wrong. Make sure you don't put your teammates down. You don't want to give anybody any ammunition that something you may say or do on there.
Used to be bulletin board. Now it's just everywhere.
That's right. So, but we talk about that, Russ, because it's out there and we think it's important. Social media is a part of the game. Cell phones are a part of the game. So let's make sure we're doing it the right way and not letting anything get out that doesn't need to go out there.
Well, how long did it take you to grasp Coach Goodwin's way of his offense?
Well, when I do, I'll let you know. But it's a learning process, and I've really enjoyed it. I think Coach has got some great concept of what he's trying to do. It's a little more, hey, let's run, let's throw, let's do what we need to do. But we'll open it up some with RPOs, and we'll open it up with, getting the ball down the field. We'll go fast, we'll go slow. It's whatever we need to do. So it's a little more of what we like. It's a little more fun for the guys. But there's some challenges with it. But the nice thing, too, is he's right down the hall. When we've got questions, he's easy to go to and ask.
Is it difficult in this day and age, as we had it told to us when I was playing, just have fun playing the game? Are these kids having fun, or is it so hard to learn all this stuff that the fun's kind of gone right now?
Well, I think they are having fun. I think they get out there, and football is still a violent sport. You go out there and you hit and you have a good time. But when you get out there and you get to practicing every day, it's just a different 2 hours. You kind of get to release some stress. You get to get after each other for a little bit. But we're to the point in summer and preseason where they're tired of hitting each other. Yeah. They're ready to go hit somebody else, not their teammates. And we're ready to see that too. So, but I've had a lot of guys come up to us and tell us, hey, Coach, practice is fun. Thank you. But winning's fun too, Russ, and that's what we got to make sure we take care of this week.
Well, we're going to transition now because you also coach a baseball team here that does pretty well. And I got to tell you, back in June when I'm watching Mason pitch in the College World Series, and I'm saying to myself, last year at this time he's pitching for a state championship. Right now he's pitching for a national championship. And of course, Riley was on the team and ran into an injury late in the season, but integral before that. Mm-hmm. And that had to make you feel proud to see 2 of your boys up there doing well.
Well, we're so proud of so many of our guys.
But Knox was there.
Knox was there. To watch those guys and what they're able to do, it was really a lot of fun. Mason came in against Oklahoma and watching with a big group of people, and everybody's like, Coach, man, what's it like? What's it like? And I was like, I tell you what, when he's done, I'll tell you everything you want to know. But I just want to watch my guy right now. And so proud of him. And, just to watch those guys, to bring another national championship back to Mississippi, goes back to what we said. What we're doing in high school makes a big difference. Now you're starting to see it on the college level too. So proud of a lot of these schools.
Well, of course, we had a really good baseball season. Again, state champions. You had good pitching performances when you needed them. You had big innings when you needed them. I'll never forget the inning over at Hartfield, when all the home runs are going out and we're just scoring like crazy. It was a great year for Jackson Prep baseball. And I heard somebody say the other day, well, the tradition just continues.
Yeah. Yeah, it does continue, and man, so proud of our guys last year. Eventually, it starts to wear on them a little bit. Hey, we got to keep this thing going, but they kind of take pride in it at this point, and they keep working hard. But last year was so exciting just to watch. You know, we were anchored by Will Gibbs. Excited to watch him at Mississippi State. You know, but there were some other big seniors with Cy Craig. Cy was about the hottest hitter in the state, you know, the last few weeks
Couldn't
of the
get him out.
season. You couldn't. You know, we'll miss Trey. We'll miss Eli. You know, all those guys, so proud of them. Owen Abney was the anchor down there at third and short when he played. And just don't know, you know, what we do without those guys. But really proud they got to go out as champions again. And as, you know, we say every year, we're going to keep doing it, and we're going to rebuild again this year and try to keep that tradition going.
Well, you mentioned those guys, and then you plug this D-Train, Duncan Matthews in, and what a year he had at second.
Yeah, Duncan just continues to do what Duncan does. And, you know, you and Luke said that a lot on the radio and on TV, and, you know, really proud of him. He's going to be our 22 this year, rightfully so.
Rightfully so.
You know, he'll be the captain, but he's really kind of been that position for the last couple of years. People feed off of Duncan, and that's a compliment to him and what kind of person he is. But it also is a compliment to our team. You know, they're ready to jump on board and, hey, let's go. Somebody else has to step up and be another guy. You know, Duncan's been that guy, but we expect these new guys, some of these young guys, to step up and be the guys this year too.
You know, I was watching Ford McDaniel in the football game the other night, and I'm saying, you know, last time I saw this kid, you know, he was blowing people away.
Yeah.
And didn't he get like reliever of the year or something like that?
He did. So he did. Signed with Hines, so he's, you know, it's a big summer for Ford, you know, and it's just a compliment to how hard he works.
Well, you go down through the lineup at Jackson Prep and baseball, and you see number 21, Connor Griffin's name and number on the score sheet, and what a year he had. How difficult is it to coach a kid who comes in with all the accolades?
It's not. It's really easy, but he makes it fun. He makes it easy. He works hard. He makes the guys around him work hard. He's a good kid. On the field and off. It's what you want, who you want your players to be around. But he's not as worried about himself as he is his teammates. He wants others to have the success too. And all that is great, and we're proud of him. But he's gotten a lot of success, and we want him to enjoy it, and we want him to, you know, continue to represent not only himself, but he represents this school and this baseball program, and he's doing it really, really well right now. We're really proud of him. But at the end of the day, when he's on our team, you know, it makes it a whole lot easier because, like we always say, we'd rather him be on our team than be on somebody else's team.
Absolutely. I know that there's a lot of teams that would like to have him in either the number 5 slot or 3 slot or some slot, wherever. I think the thing that impresses me most about him is his attitude. I mean, you know, he could have 4 or 5 different attitudes if he wanted to, but he seems to have one, and that one, as you mentioned, is team before self, and self will take care of itself.
Sure. And I think that's what's important. We talk to our players all the time, and Connor's no difference. We've had great athletes come through here with Jarian and with Jake and Parker, Caleb Barlow before I got here. Just some great baseball players that have come through this program. But with that, they realize that Connor's the next guy right now. And he's a big name, and everybody knows who he is. But he takes the understanding that, hey, there's people that have come before me. Now I need to represent this program the right way. And he wants the guys below him to represent the program the right way. And when you've got people doing that, it's really easy as coaches. Jay and Xander and Marcus and I, we just kind of sit back and say, hey, let's go do it. We'll get them on the bus, and, you know, we'll go play ball and have some fun.
Well, you know, one of the things that you mentioned is representing the school, and anytime someone does an article on you or they do a TV sportscast or something after a ball game, you know, Connor's name is going to float to the top at some point. This summer was no different, and had a group do a piece on him, and we're lucky right now to get a copy of that, and we're going to show it to you. This is a baseball piece on Connor Griffin. Coach, good luck on Thursday night.
Thank you.
This was probably the best baseball season I've ever had.
He was always competitive.
He plays so hard.
He's got speed, he's got quickness, he's got agility, he's got it all. It's big league arm strength right now at this age.
There's only one problem with Connor. I can't keep up with his arm.
For a guy to have the type of skill set he has is very, very rare.
He wants to be the best, he knows what it takes to be the best, and that's what he's pursuing.
My name's Connor Griffin, and I play baseball. I got into baseball when I was about 5 or 6 years old, playing t-ball, and my dad getting me in the sport and been playing it ever since. Baseball kind of runs in the family. My older brother and my little brother, they both play baseball. I started pitching when I was about 10 years old. What I love most about pitching is just controlling the game and just being that guy on the mound, and just the pace of the game just goes by what you do. My greatest skill on the baseball field is probably my speed, because I can track down fly balls in the outfield, and then I can make any play close, like on a slow ground ball. I've always kind of thrown hard. I throw 92 to 93, and I've topped out at 95. The way I stay motivated is by bringing the game back to when I was a little kid and it being a kid's game. Having fun and just playing every game like it's my last.
Well, here we go, let's get loose. He's ready to be at the next level. He's a 5-tool player. He can do it all. He also has exceptional power at the plate. He can throw, he can hit for contact, he can hit for power. Very good. Really good barrel path, way to stay down on the turn.
I work with Josh DeMoney. He really helps me figure out hitting from a mental standpoint, trying to help me take pitches just one pitch at a time.
When we practice with Connor, we have him put on the cord velo belt, has a bungee cord attached to the back of it. That helps him get warmed up and loose. Is that resisting you good enough?
Yeah, that's good.
And then we'll go into our tee work, and usually what I do with that is I'll move it around all over the place on him. I'll put it outside, inside, and we'll work on different depths. We'll work with the heavy balls, good direction, good posture. It's nice.
His talent was incredible at such a young age, but a lot of kids that age, you see kind of an awkward phase where their body hadn't caught up with their ability. That never happened with him. Connor is hungry and humble, and I think honestly that's his greatest asset.
He's more team driven than he is individually driven, and that's probably the most impressive things to me, because he cares more about his teammates than he does about himself. I think Connor's drive and passion is what really stands out. He's not afraid to miss something because he's trying to reach his ultimate goal, and it's not always easy for a 15, 16-year-old kid to give up something. That's what really makes him successful.
He has all the tools he needs to already go to the next level, but bigger and brighter things are in his future.
Honestly, I think we put a ball in his hand when he came out of the womb.
The competitive fire that he had at a young age was evident. It wasn't just having fun playing it, he wanted to win.
He is always the dirtiest one that comes off the field. It's just fun to see somebody who loves the game and has a passion for the game play like he does.
The greatest thing that I see out of him as a player is just how hard he plays. And Connor's really talented, but people always recognize him because of his effort and his energy, the respect that he has for the game of baseball, and that's something that we as parents are really proud of.
I've played basketball since I was a little kid. We got a basketball court outside, and we're always competing against each other, just me and my brothers.
We're gonna play a game of pig, so you go first. You gotta pee. 1 foot. PI. Game over. Game time. So this was my first year, this past year, playing up on the varsity team. I was a young guy at prep. They all took me under their wing, and they trusted me to be on the team with them, and it was just amazing. It was a heck of a season we had.
I knew that he was going to be a leader. What makes Connor so unique is his big frame and his ability to be able to adapt to his body, and him knowing what he can do at the plate as well in the field. On the mound is a big thing for him. Me and him kind of just came together, and we led the team. Knowing that I have somebody that I can trust and on the field with me is really special.
What Connor's taught me the most in the athletic side of things especially is that it's okay to fail, because you can always come back and make up for it and work hard the next time out. How he handles other people is just wisdom beyond his years. You can be a great athlete and be humble and treat people kindly.
This is where I keep all my trophies or awards. I have the Perfect Game Development 5-tool award that I got this past year. I got the most outstanding player this year on my Jackson Prep. I'm really proud of that one. My most memorable trophy is my 13U Select Fest Home Run Derby Champion trophy, and it's my favorite. I didn't really expect to go and win the Home Run Derby, and it was one of the best experiences I've ever had. Over here I got my 2 gloves. This is my Perfect Game Select Fest glove that we got to customize. And then when I play infield and pitch, I use this glove right here. I got a lot of neat wood bats. I like to swing Marucci and the donut bat. It's probably one of my favorites. It's a really cool type of bat. When I use a metal bat, I use the Easton, the B5. This is one of my favorite bats to swing. On this side of the room, I have my USA jersey and my 14U Select Fest jersey. This USA jersey right here, it's just an honor to receive this after making the 15U national team. That's one of the biggest achievements I've had. Some challenges I faced this past season is I actually got hurt running track right before playoffs started for high school baseball. That was kind of a bummer, but I just took the time to let my body rest. By that time, I came back in playoffs. It kind of just all worked out. I was able to overcome that challenge by having a family that supports me. They push me to keep working. I don't know if I could have done it mentally without their support. One of my proudest moments is probably making Team USA, the 15U team. It's an honor to play for Team USA, and only 15 kids got selected out of the whole country. That was a really good experience for me though, because it just really helped me become a better player.
It's a journey. I mean, it is. There's really no playbook. There's no book on this, how it works and how it goes, because it changes constantly with the draft and college and everything else.
I've decided that I'm going to reclass to the class of 2024, and I'm doing that just so I can help get on college campus earlier. This upcoming fall, I can start taking visits. It's going to help with that process of choosing a college.
I believe that my experience in the college level has been able to help guide him through this whole process.
There's always the end goal of getting to the pros, but right now I'm taking it one step at a time. I want to be remembered by being a good baseball player, but also being a humble baseball player. Some of my goals for next year is to make the 18U national team. I just want to compete and just show the coaches that I can be on that team. Also, just to win another state championship with my Jackson Prep baseball team. That would make 6 in a row, so that would be a pretty cool accomplishment to do. No days off means to me that you're putting in the work every single day, especially when no one's watching. You can always work hard if there's people around watching you, but it's the little things you do.
Thanks everyone for watching my video. If you want to see more stories like mine, make sure you like and subscribe.
That's one of my... Dadgummit. See, I don't do layups. You don't do layups when you can dunk.
There are all kinds of letters we need to remember, like ABC, ESPN. But here are some letters you need to remember as well. GAF. That is the best roofing products on the market today, and that's why David Wilbanks and Elite Roofing use GAF. When you deal with Elite Roofing, you know you're receiving the best product, best installation, and best warranty in the market. Call Elite Roofing at 601-856-9426. So when it comes to your roof, you are the letters
Hello, I'm Jason Womack with Womack Auto Sales in downtown Brandon.
We've been here for 25 years, serving the community, and we plan on being here for another 25 years.
Came to Womack in Brandon. I was looking for a Tahoe. Walked in, the folks were good to me. Hey, look how I ended up leaving. New Tahoe.
Womack's Auto Sales helped me finance the truck of my dreams.
Come out and take a look at our new facility and meet our staff.
Take exit 56 to downtown Brandon. And remember, at Womack's, your job is your credit.
At Community Bank, we're always by your side.
Right.
From keeping your money secured to making payments a breeze.
Hey, do you have a medium in the pantry? Right here. It's $24. Enjoy the show.
And giving you peace of mind when you need it most. So you can get back to enjoying the show. Community Bank, a bank like no other.
16 speakers, 272 horsepower.
Visit Eric Stallworth at Acura of Jackson, 828 Adcock Street, Ridgeland, Mississippi, 601-978-2228.
Well, that's going to put a wrap on this first edition of Prep Talk, a very interesting first edition as we have gone in-house with it, and certainly hope that you enjoyed it. The JPTV kids are doing a great job. Peter Downing is directing tonight. I want to remind everyone before we leave that on Thursday, the junior high and the JV will head to Heritage for a 5:30 game and a 7 o'clock game. That'll be on Channel 1 on JacksonPrep.live. On Channel 2 on that same Thursday, volleyball will be at Hillcrest. That'll be at 5 o'clock. And then on that same Thursday on Channel 3, girls soccer will be playing Hartfield at Hartfield, the JV at 5:30 and the varsity at 7. And then don't forget, Friday night, we're moving the pregame show down 30 minutes because we're starting the game 30 minutes later. So the pregame as Jackson Prep takes on Heritage will begin at 6:30 on Channel 1 on JacksonPrep.live. So for all of us here at Jackson Prep, have a great week, and we'll see you at the ball game on Friday.